A subscriber called Kieran was interested to know how I identify certain particular types of animals when I'm walking around, and I said next time I'm out and about I'll show him some. Now here we see two examples of deer scrapes. These are the surface is scraped back, the deer pee all over it, and they're markers saying this is my territory, this is where I rule. How do I know it's deer? Because inside the scrape is its hoof mark, and those are the little clear signs to tell me what and where.
Hello and welcome back to MAFT UK. A lot of snow has been forecast, so you know me, I like the snow, and here we are set up. I've had a few snow showers since I've been here. I'm on the furthest, more exposed hammock location. The one I was in last week is about 150 metres down that way. Not quite as sheltered as the other ones, obviously. I'm not actually doing anything particular. I've got menu 4 to show us from the rat packs, the military rat packs. We had menu 20 with a beautiful fruit burst. So I'm really hoping there's another one in the box, because if there is, I'm just going to have that straight away, because it's really nice. And another thing too, I would really like to say a huge thank you to some of the wonderful comments I got on the last video where I forgot my hammock. I haven't forgotten it this time, I can assure you. Some really beautiful comments. Thank you so much for all those comments that you give me. I do appreciate them. It genuinely does mean a lot to me, so thank you very much. Anyway, let's have a look at the camp. Well, my covered up fire. Well, as much as I can't cover everything, I haven't got enough tarp to do everything. And then we've got our 10th Wonder hammock. I've got my usual gear underneath there, and I've just got it strapped up. Simple way. Nothing fancy going on. Look, the drip rings are perfectly situated. Look, just want you to see that. The drip rings there, and you can see it's starting to snow again. You can see the drip ring, and that's exactly as it should be. So here we are. The snow is trying to move back in on me again, so I think what I'm going to do is I might just give it a go lighting that fire, because if I think once it comes in, I think it's staying in, and I think we could end up with a couple of feet up here. I don't know. Who knows? It could all be gone by the morning. I don't know. But I've been waiting to do this. I've wanted to do this. Everybody thinks I'm insane. Even Dave, who usually comes with me, just went, no, you're okay, thanks. No, not tonight. And I don't blame him for that, so I don't blame anybody for not being here. One of my friends is just Phil McVan, big shout out to Phil McVan, logged into the Black Bull, is it? The Bull in Coniston, Bluebird Bitter. So tempting to walk into Coniston. It's about 3 miles from here. So tempting to walk in, and I'm going to have a few beers with him tonight. I could leave this here. Nobody's coming up here. Nobody. I could leave it and just go, but it's getting back. It's okay walking there and having half a dozen pints of Scrutix Eau Dirigible, but then you've got to get back, haven't you, and fight your way up through here in the dark with a few beers down your neck. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Talking of which, before I continue on any further, alcohol in extreme cold weather. 99.9% of people are going to know this already, but there may be that odd few that don't know this, and I think it's important. I do like a drink, as we all know, but when we're coming to environments like this, when it's cold and you know the temperatures are going below freezing, which is what they are now, you really need to be careful about how much alcohol you drink. It has the opposite effect. Brandy doesn't warm you up. It's a false thing. It just makes you feel warm. It actually lowers your body temperature. So drinking copious amounts of alcohol whilst out and about in this environment isn't really a good idea. Not unless you've got a fire rip-roaring all night on you. But I don't recommend it. I do have a wee dram with me, some Jim Beam with me today, but it's not a lot, and it certainly isn't enough to knock me out. So yeah, a word of warning really, alcohol and the code, that doesn't mix either, just like alcohol and guns doesn't. So bear that in mind in the future, okay? I know most of you know that, but one or two of you might not have known. Just starting to lose the light now. Might not look it from your point of view, but it's definitely starting to go. Just want to show you this. I'm not sure if I've done it on a hammock weekend or not. In the winter, I use these Zippo hand warmers. There, these things here. That. Ooh. Yeah, I just pop it on a cord around my neck. It's on a quick release cord, so if it does pull it, a tear, it won't strangle me in my sleep. Pop it down there, keep that with me, and even when I'm in my sleeping bag, it's still there and it works all night. And what I used to do with my sleeping bag is throw it in the bottom and just cuddle it with my toes, so my feet were just like toasty warm all night. But with this type of foot box we've got on there, it might fall out, so I might not do that. I might just keep it around my neck and see how we go with that. But there you go, that's that. Just sort of quickly show you that. If you've not seen one before, I do have a review on it, so just go and have a look through the videos and you'll see the Zippo hand warmer. Alright. Good old sausage casserole. Voila. Now we just wait. Any chocolate drink or coffee enhanced with some special milk, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. It can be minus whatever it wants. I mean, the Shug Emery goes down to minus 40 for goodness sake. I think I'm borderlining -2. So yeah, as long as you know what to do and how to look after yourself, and even if the kit that you use is old but it's tried and tested and it won't let you down, then you should use something that you got confidence in. That's why I use the stuff that I use. I have confidence in it. I know it won't let me down. So there you go. Now it's time for my sausage casserole, hot chocolate with special milk. That fire's terrific. Heat that's coming off that is tremendous. Right, okay. Do I have any fine words of wisdom for you? No, I don't. However, I do have another story. If you're prepared to listen, this story is from France. Le Cortain in particular. Many years ago, myself, Phil, and Jules were again in the TA, and we had to go to France for our 2-week exercise that we used to do every year. We'd go somewhere every year for 2 weeks to do an annual camp, and that was it. This one was Le Cortain, France. And as we drove into the little town, the local pub owners and restaurant owners seen a coachload after coachload of British troops driving by, knowing exactly where they were going, and they got their chalk out, and the beer doubled in price instantly. What a surprise. Anyway, one of the other things that they wouldn't do, they wouldn't serve you if you didn't speak French. So you didn't have to speak French as such, you just had to ask for your drink in French, which, okay, I get it, it's fair enough, I don't have a problem with that. I couldn't speak a word of it, nor could my mate Jules, and we were contemplating what to do about that, because we didn't want to go just for a beer, we wanted to go for a meal, sit down meal, and we were sat discussing how we're going to go about it, and you know, how we're going to look at a menu and read what's on the menu. If we can't speak French, they won't serve us. It's a waste of time, and we were sort of nearly almost given up on the idea, and then a little voice in the background said, I can speak French. And we turned round, and it was our friend Cookie. You remember this one, Cookie? So we looked at him, said, so you can speak French, can you? Oh, wait. Right, okay then, get your kit, you're coming with us. So now he'd managed to get himself on any duties that were going to be dished out, because he was going out with the section commanders. So he's laughing. Well done for Cookie for that. Anyway, after walking through the town, the various restaurants, I don't think there was that many, but we decided to choose one. I can't remember much about it at all. I can remember just sitting down and looking at the menu, and it was all in French, and I had no idea what I was looking at. And Cookie took over and went, okay lads, what do you want? And Jules says, well what's that? And Cookie said, no, just tell me what you want and I'll order it. I mean, it's all here, just tell me what you want and I'll order it. All right then. Jules said, I think I'll have steak and chips, I think, something like that. What about you, Matt? And I went, you know, I'm not really a big steak lover, but I'll tell you what, in this circumstance, yeah, I'll have a steak and chips too. Cookie said, right, that's great. That's 3 steak and chips then. Yep, yeah, it is, yep. Right, okay. Sort him out, Cookie. Yeah, no bother. Garçon. Oui, monsieur. Came over, stood there with his pen and paper. I looked at Jules. This is going to be great, this, mate. A couple of bottles of wine, steaks, chips. It's going to be great. And then Cookie lifted his head and said those immortal words that I'll never forget. 3 steak and chips. He couldn't speak a flaming word of French. He just did it in a French accent. What a git. Remember that? I do. I've never seen anybody talk about things that go bump in the night when you're out in the woods. Now, I know I've done a couple of stories, and I think one of them was the orb story, and those are what they are, but what I mean is your imagination. I can sit here now and I can hear, let's say a branch snaps or cracks off a tree. I can hear that. You wouldn't hear that on the camera, but it would make me jump. And you know, is there somebody walking around in the woods? No, there isn't. They're usually 99.9%, 99.99999 recurring. No, that's not the case at all. There is nothing in the woods. It's usually wildlife. It's just normal wildlife and normal woodland sounds. And you have to spend a lot of time in the woods before you know that. And for anybody who's starting out in this, for anybody who is thinking of, you know, packing a little bag, putting a little tent in, and doing their first overnighter in some woods somewhere, wild camping, first and foremost, well done you. But you are going to learn a lot of noises. The countryside is not a quiet place. It can be. Last time I was out, I never heard a thing all night. It was spookily quiet. But most of the time, things are howling, barking. I mean, sheep and cows, they cough like human beings. I don't know if you've ever heard that at all. And if you ever hear a seeker deer at night, oh my God, that will frighten you to death, because it's like a child being strangled. Now, if you don't believe me, go on the YouTube now and type in seeker deer call and listen to what it sounds like. Oh my God, you hear that in the woods at night on your own, you are initially, until you know the sound, you're frightened to death. You are. Because you don't know what it is. You've never heard it before. And you think, my God, someone's been strangled. What the fucking hell's that? So yeah, there's a lot of sounds for you to get used to. And nobody tells you that. I've never seen a video, people saying, get used to the sounds of the woods. Because there are a lot of them. Well, you can certainly tell where the warm spot was last night. It's a beautiful crisp morning. More snow on the way. Good morning. How are we? Well, last night was a tremendous night. My top quilt stole the show once again. My pocket warmer was going, and it's still going now. That kept the underneath the top quilt right down to my feet toasty warm. Just totally fantastic. My head was outside, obviously. My underquilt did okay. I think I messed up a little bit somewhere along the night. I had a cold spot, or whether it was a genuine cold spot or a phantom cold spot, I don't know. Sometimes when you lie that still for so long, you feel like you're cold, but you're not, and you just need to move around a bit to sort yourself out. I don't know. Wasn't quite 100%. So that was down to human error, not down to the quilt, because that should take me down to -15. And it was only -3 at most, so that should not be the quilt problem. That's a me thing. Oh, I did get some visits last night. There were some of them vicious squirrels again. They were about. They were messing around with the ration pack down there. So they had to be shooed off. So I don't know what they're up to. But we can have a look at that in a minute. We can have a look at the ration pack. Menu 4. What have we got? Drinks pack. Hot sauce to start with. Tabasco sauce. Drinks pack with racing spoon, tea, coffee, chewing gum, pretty much what was in the, well, they're pretty much the same. Some sterilization tablets as well for the water. So drinks pack, toilet roll. Oh. My absolute favourite of all time, a fruit explosion. Look forward to that one already. Oatmeal block. I'm glad to keep the traditional food in. Cereal bar. Oh. Cheddar cheese. Apple and cinnamon muesli with milk. Very nice. Some energy powder drink. Some mango cake. What's this? Ah. peanuts. What's going on? You're kidding me. Bloody squirrels. Anyway, cola flavoured drink. I didn't try that from last time. Some more flavoured drinks. Some tuna and lime mayonnaise. Very nice. Boiled sweets. Chicken pasta mushrooms. And chicken vegetable soup. And there we go. Another 24 wrap pack. Minus the nuts, because the squirrels have had them. This is why we do slip knots in the cold. There's not really much I can do about the leave no trace thing, but you can definitely tell where I've been, I think. So there we go. Clean, tidy, no snow. That's on its way. I thought I would take the long way home this morning so I get to see this. If I just go through the woods, I don't get to see this. So there you go. A little bit extra work this morning, but it means I get a view like that. Yeah, the wind farm in the distance there on the shore, it was actually Irish Sea and the wind farm out there. I'm not sure if we're focusing on the sheep or whether you can actually see the wind farm or not. Yeah, you can see it, and you can also see a sheep's butt. So there we go. Beautiful morning. Well, that's it. That's the end of the year. This is the last hammock. The next time you see me, I'll be fishing. And that'll be December 27th. So, although my adventures haven't finished for this year, I've still got a couple of days down south somewhere. So, until then, if I don't see you before, I wish you happy holidays, and I will leave you on this note. Let it not be said that MAFT UK does not enter into the spirit of things while it's snowing. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, happy holidays everybody.